if you have a sweet tooth and you love Oreos, you have to make this. This is literally one of the best desserts that I've tried. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love, and today we're gonna be making one of my favorite desserts. This is a no-bake Oreo pie. So this is perfect holidays, birthdays, gatherings. Like, it is one of those desserts that you put out on the table and everyone's gonna grab it. I'm telling you, it will be gone. So I'm making this one low carb. You can use like your favorite, cookies. So I'm keeping it low carb, sugar free. This is just a much cleaner version, okay? So the first thing we're gonna start off with is our crust. Now you're gonna wanna get your Oreos. This is like a low carb Oreo. And I'll leave everything that I'm using linked in the description below. So we have our cookies, butter, and this is what we need to make our crust, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is crush up all of our cookies so that we could get kind of like a little flour. So let's go ahead and blitz this. You can use a food processor, a blender. This is what we need for our crust. Okay, so if you have a bigger blender, it's gonna work a lot easier. This is just teeny tiny and it's not that powerful, but it got the job done. So I'm gonna go ahead and do our second batch, and then we're gonna mix in the butter, and that's how we're gonna form our crust. So we're just going to crush that in. Now I'm using butter just because one, I like the taste of it, but you can use coconut oil, you can use like basically your oil of choice. So I'm just kind of pressing it in. You can use your fingers. I just tried using a spatula to make it smooth. So now what I'm gonna do is the filling. I'm gonna use my stand mixer for that. You can use a hand mixer. I feel like the mixer is just gonna give it kind of like the air that it needs to be a little bit more fluffy, if that makes sense. So let me get my mixer and then we're gonna move on to the filling. So the first thing we're gonna do is make our whipped cream. Okay, so that's what's gonna give it like volume, right? So whipped cream. Now, usually you want your bowl to be really cold. It just helps make the whipped cream like fluff super quickly. I'm using my stand mixer because it just makes it a lot easier, but you can use a hand mixer. It works just as well. Now you wanna be careful because I swear I've done this a few times. If you over whip your heavy cream, what do you think happens? You make butter, okay? So there's been a few times where I let it go a little bit past this and then I end up with butter, then I have to do it all over again. So, hey, it's not a bad thing if you make homemade butter, but that is not what we need for this recipe, okay? What I'm gonna do is just pour out our whipped cream. So this right here is just pure whipped cream. You can use this for anything like your drinks, desserts with strawberries. For our Oreo pie, this is what is gonna give it the airiness and creaminess, okay? Well, actually, we're also using some cream cheese, which is gonna give it a lot of creaminess too. So let's go ahead and pour that in now. We're gonna pour in cream cheese. This is sweetener, so I'm just using some allulose. And again, remember, everything that I use, I usually leave it linked in the description below for you, so you know what brands I'm using and stuff. And then we have some vanilla extract, and then we have some sour cream. Okay, so a little sour cream to give it that tardiness. So I know it seems like a lot of steps, but trust me, this is so easy. Literally make your crust, whip, filling, mix it all together, and you have your Oreo pie. Beautiful. Oh my God, that looks so pretty. Now, as you can tell, this is thicker. So what we're gonna do is fold in the whip. And this right here is like just a little more fluffy. So it's just gonna help with consistency. You will definitely wanna be having a double serving of this. Get in from the bottom and fold. Bottom and fold. Because if you mix it, it'll just kind of flatten out. So we don't want that. All right, this looks perfect. It's still nice and airy. All right, so we have our crust. Now I ended up like kind of pressing it in and then like bringing it up because I just feel like that is what a true pie crust looks like. And then we have more cookies, so we're just gonna pour that right in. Okay, just fold it up really quickly. So let's go ahead and pour that in. Oh man. And once it sets, the texture of this is unreal. Perfect. Okay, so our pie is basically done at this point. I'm just gonna set it in the fridge for, I would say, about an hour or two. And then when it is set, we're gonna cut into it and you're gonna see the texture of this, guys. Chef's kiss. All right, we got our pie. We got a little whip. So I thought about just kind of going around, but I was just thinking like, okay, how can we make it look pretty? Because if this, you're gonna present it to like friends, gathering, holiday, like you want it to look really pretty. Look at this. This is officially a no-bake Oreo pie. This is like an Oreo cheesecake pie. So it has now set. I'm gonna take a cute, beautiful photo and then we're gonna dig right in. We're gonna dig right in. All right, so now let's go ahead and cut right into this. Okay. I did get a huge slice, I will say. You get a little bit of the crust, you get the filling. This even has little pieces of, I need to get that big piece right there. There's a little extra chunk of Oreo. Cheers. Oh my God. Holy moly. Okay. 10 out of 10. I need some almond milk. Oh, it's over. Like, look at this. This is like humongous. But when I tell you that the flavor on this little guy right here is so much better than anything that I've tasted from like the boxes, you know, like those Oreo pies that they come, like you can get at your local grocery store. This tastes like a million times better. And the crazy part about it is that it's sugar-free, clean ingredients, it's low carb, it has all the flavor. Like guys, if you have a sweet tooth and you love Oreos, you have to make this. This is literally one of the best desserts that I've tried. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit that like button and don't forget to turn the post notification bell on so that you're reminded every time I post a video. If you guys have friends and family that are diabetic, that are trying to lose weight, share my channel, share recipes like this with them because these are just great options to have when you are on a journey and still crave like sweet, delicious things, but you can have something that's actually good for you. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. I love you and I will see you on my next video. Mwah.